I really didn't want to throw myself on a limb here and just say, hey, go with this Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign because I really didn't want to throw myself out on a limb here and say, hey, go with this crowdfunding campaign because this one is the best, especially because I used Pledge Music for all of mine, which I'm opening up right here. I used Pledge Music for all three of mine, and I was actually the first person to do a book with Pledge Music. And I just want you to know that I don't know if they even do stuff outside of music, but if I was to be doing an album and you were an artist or musician, I would definitely recommend Pledge Music because they're super focused. I know they are getting into other things, and they were great. And the reason I like them so much is because they were super hands-on. They were very helpful. I had my own director, this dude that emailed me and helped me every single day. I don't know if Kickstarter has someone that partners along with you and if their support team is really, really good. But I will say this, when you're choosing Kickstarter or maybe you're selecting Indiegogo, where are they here? Indiegogo. The reason I actually didn't go with Indiegogo, and I'm just going to share a funny story about this, I was going to try and go with Kickstarter, is because I went to this conference called Meetum, and the person that was supposed to speak for Indiegogo didn't show up. They just kind of stood up. And the reason a lot of people want to go with Kickstarter.com, why? Because they're the most common company. They're the most known. And look at all the stuff they do. They do arts, comics, crafts, dance, design, fashion, film, food, games. And I'm sure they do a ton more. This is just some of them. And what I find mostly is people like to go with what they already know. And a lot of people already know Kickstarter. They're very familiar with the platform. Just the common, theme is used, because I even used the word Kickstarter in the title of this course just because I know that's what people understand, even though I used Pledge Music. But that word Kickstarter is just so well known. And the other thing I will say as well too, where I feel like maybe I would have gotten more supporters if I used Kickstarter, because a lot of people have already created accounts. If you see over here, sign up. And you got to understand, you can either sign up at the bottom, it'll talk about as either an artist or a creator, or you're signing up as a supporter. And so there's a lot of people that have supported tons of Kickstarter projects, and so they've already got an account. So it's very easy for them to support you again. Maybe not so many people knew Pledge Music, but the reason I started with Pledge Music is because I knew the guy there and I had a relationship, and I'll always take relationship over anything else. If I have a relationship with someone, I am going to work with them first. And after my first and then my second Pledge Music campaign, all my pledgers here, right? They've already got accounts. And so it's going to be way easier for them to support me again. Once I started on a platform, I didn't want to go and jump now to Indiegogo, or maybe another one that's really popular is called GoFundMe. Okay? GoFundMe.com. And so I want to make a note too, though. One of the big things you got to understand is some of them will allow you to change your goal on the fly, like Pledge Music will. Some of them don't show the number. Like Pledge Music, when you show your goal, it doesn't show how much you're trying to raise. That's hidden. They really focus on you doing the updates and giving them the behind the scenes access to you, and just the point that they want to support you and get behind the campaign, where it's not, so it's just about the percentage and the goal, and that's hidden, and you can actually change that, where with Kickstarter, it's either you get it or you don't. It's kind of like do or die, baby, and you can't go editing it, can't go messing it around, so you want to make sure that you really know that you're going to hit your goal, where I think is with Indiegogo and some of these other ones, you get whatever you raised. So you want to take some time and go through these and see which one is best for you. Because, some of them you only get what you raise, and others, if you don't hit your goal, you don't get the money. So can you imagine that? Oh my gosh. Like Kickstarter, and you're trying to raise $20,000 and you raise $19,500. You're $500 short, and then you don't get the money, and you did all that time. Oh my gosh, that would be so frustrating. So you got to understand the risk there and the amount of work. And I kind of would rather be in the position where if I'm raising the money, I can either move the goal around so I hit my goal and get momentum, or you can do, GoFundMe or Indiegogo, where whatever you raise, that what you get to keep. Okay, so some decisions you have to make. Write down the pros and cons. See which platform works best for you. Again, I'm speaking from experience because I use Pledge Music. I do albums and music and books, and I've already started here, so I plan on staying here, and I'm very happy with the platform. But you might want to start with Kickstarter and rock that out, and maybe you just want to have a smaller goal. So you want to make sure your goal is realistic so that if you don't hit it, and what I would recommend, if I was $500 short on like $10,000 or something like that, I'd probably just pull up my credit card or get my mom or someone to pay for it so that I go over my goal, because I spent all this work doing it. So take some time, go through it, and see which one you think works best for you. Those are my recommendations and things to think about before you just go and create an account and launch it.